I didn't look like a fire starter. I was 10 years old, crying my eyes out in a cupboard and trying to make sense of what had just happened to me. My life had been shaken to its core, and it had all started with me pulling the shortest straw. I grew up attending church in the Salvation Army and was attending as a 10-year-old at the corps in Hereford. My dad was the bandmaster, and so of course I was in the band as a default and played the second cornet. Sundays were busy days. We had young people's meetings in the morning, then the morning service with the adults. After that, we would often do a march in town playing our salvation songs to the public and finish by heading back to our building for the evening services. One Sunday, me and 4 of my buddies concocted a little bit of fun. We knew what was coming at the end of the speaker's message. At gospel services, they would give an appeal. We had never seen anyone actually respond to it. So wouldn't it be funny, we thought, if when he gives the appeal tonight that one of us goes forward and responds? We all agreed that this was going to make the rest of our evening a lot more entertaining. But who would take the hit? Who would go forward to give the rest of us the laughs? We decided to draw straws, which is biblical at least, and out of the 5 of us, I had to draw the short straw. I had been chosen to give my life at the mercy seat. The mercy seat was a red cushioned place to kneel, where you could come and receive your salvation. It was a public declaration at the front of the church where everyone could see you putting your trust in Jesus. I couldn't believe I had to go through with it, but as I wasn't one to avoid a dare, I readied myself as the moment came at the end of the message. My friend gave me a nudge and I nervously put down my cornet and shuffled my way down to the mercy seat to the delight of the speaker. As I knelt, trying to give the impression to the congregation that this 10-year-old was taking this all very seriously, I looked up at my friends who were struggling to contain their laughter. But then something happened to me that would change my life forever. I felt a hand rest upon my shoulder, and I heard a voice so clear and so close, "Gary, I want your life." I looked around. There was no one there. I knew instantly that I had truly heard God. I knew that I'd been touched by God himself. I fled the room, leaving through a side door to go to the band room. The tears really started to flow now. Could this really be happening to me? I didn't know how to stop crying, and I didn't want my friends or my parents seeing me like this. In the band room, there was a cupboard to keep all the empty cases of the instruments. I climbed into it before anyone could follow me or find me and sat in the dark for almost an hour, crying and crying. They weren't sad tears, but I was overcome with emotion, knowing that God was not only real, but he knew me, and he was calling me to follow him with everything that I had. That's a lot to take in for a 10-year-old boy. I waited in the dark cupboard until the building had emptied so I wouldn't have to face any questions from anyone about what had happened. The only person that I'd ever known that had given their whole life to Jesus was a missionary, someone living in a foreign land without electricity and other basic amenities. It would take me so many years to discover that it's not about where you are or the means that you have to live with, but the willingness you have to give him every part of your life. I didn't end up going to be a traditional missionary, but my life was going to be wrapped up in mission in ways that I never would have understood as a 10-year-old boy.